I caught my wife touching herself to a family photo. Not porn. Not some old ex. A photo from her childhood. Her brother was in it, so was I. And that smile on her face. I'll never forget what she said next. It was around 11:40 p.m. I'd just come home from a late shift, burnt out, hungry and ready to crash. I noticed her bedroom light was still on. Strange. She usually passed out by 10, especially on work nights. But what really hit me was the sound. Not moaning, not loud, but breathy, rhythmic. I stood there for a second, confused, then I recognized it. That slow, desperate kind of breathing you only hear when someone thinks they're completely alone. The bedroom door wasn't fully closed, just barely cracked. I stepped closer, and that's when I saw her. She was sitting on the edge of the bed, knees tucked in, one hand between her legs, the other holding a framed photo. It was a picture from a few months ago, Thanksgiving. Her, me, and her older brother, Thomas. They were close, always had been, grew up like best friends. But in this photo, she was leaning into him. His hand was on her waist. Her eyes weren't looking at the camera, they were looking at him. And now, she was looking at that same photo. Mouth open, eyes half closed, breathing harder with every second. I didn't move, didn't speak. I just stood there behind the cracked door, heart pounding through my ribs. She didn't notice me. She was lost in it, gone. And then, she whispered something. Just one word. Tommy? My stomach twisted. I backed away slowly, careful not to make a sound. I didn't know what I'd just witnessed. But it wasn't just cheating. It was something darker. Something I couldn't name yet. I spent the rest of the night on the couch, staring at the ceiling, trying to unsee it. But that photo, that moan, that name, they burned through my brain like acid. The next morning she was making coffee like nothing happened. Wearing his old college hoodie, yeah, her brother's, the one she always called super comfy. Sleep okay? She asked, pouring oat milk into her cup. I lied. Like a rock. She kissed me on the cheek. Her lips were warm, soft. But all I could see was her hand gripping that photo, and what she was doing with the other one. I kept staring at the picture frame. It was back on the bookshelf, right where it always sat, centered, polished, untouched, like nothing had happened, but something had. And now it was all I could think about. That afternoon I took the frame down while she was in the shower. I stared at it, long and hard. Thanksgiving. My mom's kitchen. Her arm around him. Her smile too wide. Too intimate. It used to be just a sweet memory. Now, it looked like evidence. That night I couldn't sleep. Not because of guilt. Because of obsession. Every word they'd ever said to each other, I started replaying in my head. You're my favorite human, she once told him, laughing. No one gets me like you do, she said on his birthday. I always thought it was sibling love. But now I wasn't sure what the hell I was looking at. I remembered how she once said, Tommy's the only person I'd take a bullet for. I thought it was cute, normal. But now that line echoed in my skull like a warning I missed. Because last night, she didn't whisper my name. She whispered his. I started testing her. Nothing obvious. Just little traps. Just to see. Like the photo, I moved it an inch to the left on the shelf. Next morning, it was back in place. Perfectly centered. I didn't say a word. Hey, I asked casually one night, you ever notice how close you and Tommy were growing up? She paused mid-sip. What do you mean? I shrugged. Dunno. You just always seemed really tight. She smiled. He was my protector. Like when other kids were mean, Tommy stepped in. We were like twins born 5 years apart. Still feel that way? I asked. Always, she said and kissed me. My skin crawled. Every time he texted her, I noticed. The way her face lit up. The way she tilted the phone so I couldn't see the screen. Once I walked into the kitchen and she jumped, actually jumped, like I'd caught her doing something. Everything okay? I asked. Yeah, she said too fast. Just texting mom about the trip next month. I nodded. She wasn't texting mom. I started watching old home videos. Ones she thought I'd never bother to open. Birthday parties. Lake trips. Family barbecues. And over again. That same look in her eyes when she looked at him. Not sisterly. Not innocent. Like a secret trying not to be seen. One night we were lying in bed, backs turned. I whispered, do you think some people are born too close? What do you mean? She asked. Like emotionally. Like the boundaries blur. Silence. Then she said, sometimes, yeah. And turned off the light. I waited until she went to bed early, said she had a migraine. By 10:15 her light was off. By 10:30 she was out cold. I slipped into the living room. Opened her old laptop, the one she hadn't touched in years. She didn't even remember I knew the password. But I did. Desktop was clean. Too clean. But the browser history? Not wiped. I started scrolling. Google searches. Image results. Reddit threads. Some were innocent, recipes, skincare. But then, I hit a folder. Private, do not open. So of course I opened it. Inside, scanned photos. Childhood ones. Summer camp. Birthday hats. And then, one I'd never seen before. A beach photo. Tommy. Alone. She's wearing a red bikini. He's shirtless. Behind her. His hands are on her waist, lower than they should be. Her head is tilted back. Eyes closed. And he's kissing her neck. My lungs froze. I zoomed in. Thought maybe it was a trick of the angle. Maybe someone else cropped into the frame. Maybe I was wrong. But her smile told me I wasn't. That same smile I saw the night she moaned his name. I checked the date. August 2007. She would have been 18. He was 23. My hands started shaking. I felt like I was outside my own body. I closed the laptop, sat in the dark, and for the first time, I started to wonder, who the hell did I marry? And what the hell were they hiding? The next morning she was humming. Not just smiling, humming. Making pancakes in the kitchen like it was a damn Sunday morning sitcom. You okay? I asked, watching her from the hallway. Yeah, she chirped. Just felt really rested. I think I finally slept through the night. I stared at her like she was a stranger, because now she was. I tried to act normal. Ate 2 bites, forced a laugh. Said I was late for work and left an hour early, but I didn't go to work. I sat in the car. In the parking lot of a Walgreens, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror like maybe it could explain something. My brain kept spinning. Was it just that one photo? A weird teenage moment? Or had it never stopped? Did I marry a woman who never really left her brother? And worse, did she ever really belong to me at all? That night she wanted to cuddle. Laid her head on my chest. Played with my fingers. Remember that lake trip with my family? She asked. I didn't answer. You got so sunburned. And Tommy had to run to CVS for aloe. Remember that? I nodded. Barely. He's always been such a caretaker, she smiled. Like, protector energy, you know? I felt her breath on my skin. Warm. Heavy. And suddenly it made me nauseous. Did you two ever have a thing? I asked. Just like that. Mid-sentence. No warning. She froze. Pulled back. Looked at me. What? You heard me, I said. She laughed. Too loud. Too sharp. Jesus, is this some kind of joke? No joke, I said. Dead serious. She stood up, grabbed her glass of wine. Wow, she said. You really need help. Then she walked to the bedroom and slammed the door. I didn't follow, because if I did, I might have said what I really wanted to say, that I saw the photo, that I heard her whisper his name, that I didn't trust her anymore, not as a wife, not even as a person. I stopped asking questions that seemed to throw her off more than anything. No more, where were you? No more, who texted you? I just smiled, nodded, played along, and quietly, I watched her unravel. She started getting twitchy, checking her phone more often, locking the bathroom door, even just to brush her teeth. One night, she left her laptop open. I walked by casually. Her screen? A Reddit thread. Is emotional intimacy with your sibling wrong? My blood turned to ice. Another day, I left a framed copy of that same beach photo on the kitchen counter. Just placed it there. Didn't say a word. Watched her reaction when she came home. She froze in the doorway. Eyes locked on it. Hands tightening on the grocery bags. Where'd you find that? She asked. I shrugged. In one of the old boxes. Cute pic, huh? Her smile was fake. Paper thin. And her hands? Shaking. That night, she tried initiating sex. I couldn't do it. She kissed me. Pressed herself against me. And all I saw was her sitting on that bed, whispering his name. I pulled away. I'm just tired, I said. She nodded. Rolled over. But I could feel the tension in her back, like her whole spine was clenched. The next morning, she was dressed before I even woke up. Heading out. I asked. Yeah. Brunch with Julia, she lied. I knew Julia was in Miami. Had posted a story from the beach just an hour earlier. Tell her I said hi, I smiled. She flinched. Will do, she said and grabbed her keys too fast. That's when I knew. She was running scared. And that meant she was hiding something real. She said brunch with Julia. So I waited 10 minutes, then followed her. Kept a few cars behind. Stayed back at red lights. No sudden moves. She wasn't headed toward downtown. Not even close. She turned off near the lake. Quiet area. Private cabins. I killed the engine. Watched from the side street. She parked. Stepped out. Looked around, like she felt the air watching her. Then another car pulled in. My throat closed. It was Tommy. Same truck he's always had. Dirty silver. Cracked bumper. He got out. Didn't even knock. Just walked right in. She followed. Smiling. And not just any smile. That kind of smile you give someone who knows your skin better than your conscience. I waited. 45 minutes. Then I walked up. Quiet. Careful. Stayed in the tree line behind the cabin. Window cracked just enough. I heard laughing. His voice. Her giggle. Then silence. Then a moan. Short. Guttural. Familiar. I saw shadows through the curtain. Their outlines moving like heat waves. His hands. Her back. That beach photo suddenly didn't feel like history anymore. It felt like a preview. I backed away. Stumbled through the brush. Got in my car. Hands shaking. And still. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just gripped the wheel until my knuckles went white. And whispered to myself, "You were right." When she came home later, I was on the porch. Come. Collected. How was brunch? I asked. Good, she smiled. We talked about her breakup. She's a mess. I nodded. Yeah, I said. Everyone's breaking up these days. Her eyes flickered. Just for a second. I saw it. And I knew. She saw me too. The next morning I bought a GoPro. Nothing fancy. Just enough to fit behind the vent in our bedroom. And another, smaller. Disguised as a USB charger. I plugged it into the cabin's outlet 2 days later. Yeah, the same cabin. I knew the code. She'd used my card last month to book it for a girls' retreat. Turns out, it was their secret spot. I planned everything. Set alerts on her phone. Synced her calendar to my old tablet. She'd forgotten I still had the login. I knew when they'd meet. How long they'd stay. What time she'd shower before and what perfume she'd wear after. I even knew the playlist she made for him. Title, Private Vibes. The cameras caught everything. Him pulling her hair. Her moaning his name, not Tommy this time, just T. Her saying, he has no idea. Still thinks I'm getting coffee with Lauren. He laughed. You ever feel guilty? She paused. Smirked. Not really. Honestly, it turns me on. I watched the footage 3 times. Not because I needed to, but because I wanted to burn it into my brain. So that when I confronted her, I wouldn't blink. No emotion. No cracks. Just truth. Sharp and surgical. I backed everything up. On 3 drives. 1 in the safe. 1 in my car. 1 sent to my cousin across the country. If she wanted to destroy me, she'd have to kill me first. And even then, the evidence would speak. I didn't just want to catch her. I wanted her to feel what it's like to choke on the truth. In front of me. In front of him. In front of everyone. I chose the setting carefully. Her birthday. Backyard barbecue. Friends. Family. Laughter. Including him. Of course Tommy would come, she insisted he had to. Wouldn't feel right without him, she said. No idea how right she was. I set the speakers up early. Hooked them to my phone, hidden in a drawer near the patio. Synced the audio to a video file I'd preloaded, the one with her voice, her hands, his name in her mouth. I labeled it, Slideshow, Happy Memories. I even added a sweet title card. To my beloved wife, a celebration of everything you've given me. Everyone arrived around 2 p.m. She was glowing, hugging people, laughing, sipping rose with that soft fake laugh she saves for crowds. Tommy showed up fashionably late. Button-down shirt. Confident smirk. They hugged just a little too long. Happy birthday, sis, he said. My favorite human, she whispered back. My stomach flipped. But my face? Stone. Around 4 I tapped my glass. Everyone, I said, if I could steal 5 minutes of your time? Chairs shifted. Glasses clinked. A few people whistled, thinking I was about to make a romantic speech. She smiled. Oh no, she laughed. What are you doing? Just a little tribute, I said. A celebration of you. Of us. I pressed play. At first it was soft piano music, childhood photos, vacations, first kiss. She looked touched. Her eyes got glossy. Guest smiled. Tommy sipped his drink, leaning back. The sound changed. Heavy breathing. A moan. Her voice, God, don't stop. He still thinks I'm with Julia. The air snapped like glass. Everyone froze. Tommy went pale. She dropped her wine. The screen flashed to black. Then my voice. To my wife, thank you for teaching me the true meaning of betrayal. She stood up. What the hell is this? But no one looked at her. Everyone looked at him. Her brother. And for the first time, they saw what I saw. The silence was suffocating. She looked around, desperate for a lifeline. It's fake. He edited that. He's trying to ruin me. But nobody moved. Her mom clutched her wine glass. Her best friend stepped back like she'd touched something radioactive. And Tommy? Still frozen. Face drained. Hands trembling. Say something, she screamed at him. He opened his mouth. Closed it. Looked at me, like a man staring down a gun barrel made of truth. Tell them it's not real, she begged. I stepped forward. Which part, Sarah? I asked. The part where you moaned his name? She blinked, tears falling now. The part where you said, he still thinks I'm with Julia? Or the part where you said, it turns me on to lie? She covered her face. But it was too late. I turned to the crowd. I want to thank you all, I said, calm as death. Thank you for coming. For being here. For seeing the truth. I didn't want to believe it. God knows I tried. Therapy. Patience. Silence. But what do you do when silence becomes sickness? When the woman you sleep next to is already married to someone else? Not legally. Not even emotionally. But biologically. Primally. And that someone else is her brother. She dropped to her knees. Please, she whispered, don't do this. Oh, I said, kneeling just enough to meet her eyes. You did this. I just turned on the lights. Tommy finally spoke. Voice cracked. Eyes bloodshot. We were kids. It was a mistake. It didn't mean. It didn't stop. I cut him off. Don't insult us. I stood. Looked down one last time. You could have lied better. Then I turned. And walked away. I didn't run. Didn't shout. I just let the silence finish what I started. And in that silence, they crumbled. She came to the house 2 days later. I wasn't there. I watched through the doorbell cam, her pacing, crying, holding some stupid photo album like it was proof of love. Just talk to me, she begged to the door. We can fix this. I messed up, I know, but it wasn't like that. Wasn't like what? 2 bodies grinding in a cabin while I cooked her dinner back home? Her moaning her brother's name on video? What kind of version would fix that? She texted me 1,000 times. We were confused. It only happened a few times. It started when we were young. I didn't know how to stop. That one made me pause. Because it wasn't just cheating. It was history. A sickness dressed up as connection. My friends called. Dude, what the hell? Are you okay? What happens now? I just told them. The show's over. Everyone saw the final scene. Some stayed silent. Others said they always felt something weird about the way she looked at him. But nobody, not one, said I overreacted. Because they saw it too. I filed for divorce the next morning. The lawyer didn't blink. This isn't the first time I've seen this, he said. People can be darker than we think. I nodded. I just want it gone. All of it. Him. The name. The house. The life. Clean cut. No, I said. Surgical. I boxed her stuff. Burned the bed sheets. Even the photo, the one from Thanksgiving? I didn't shred it. I mailed it. To their mother. With a note. Ask her about the red bikini. That night I slept on the couch. Alone. And for the first time in weeks, I slept through the night. 3 days after the barbecue, the first Facebook post went up. Can someone explain what the hell happened at Sarah's party? Comments exploded. What did she do? Was that her brother? Please tell me that wasn't real. She deleted her profile that night. But screenshots don't go away. Her work called me. We're so sorry, we just need confirmation. It's true, I said. The video's circulating internally, they whispered. It's serious. 2 days later, she was fired to maintain the integrity of the firm. Tommy disappeared. I don't mean stop texting. I mean gone. No social activity. No posts. His car? Never seen again around town. Someone said he moved states. Another claimed he checked himself into some rehab in Arizona. I didn't care. Let him rot in silence. Her mom emailed me. Short, cold. We had no idea. Thank you for telling us. Please don't contact us again. That was all it said. Not even a sorry. Just shame. Sterile and precise. The kind that comes from generations of people who sweep sickness under the rug. Meanwhile, she tried everything. Voicemails. I was lost. I need help. It's not what it looked like. Then came the switch. Anger. You ruined me. You didn't have to do it like that. You're sick for exposing it that way. But here's the truth. I didn't ruin her. I just stopped protecting the mask and let everyone else see what she'd hidden. She showed up at my work, unannounced. No call. Just standing there in the parking lot like a ghost that didn't know it was dead yet. Makeup ruined. Hair messy. Hoodie that looked 3 days old. Can we talk? She whispered. I nodded once. Not because I owed her anything. Just because I wanted to see what the monster looked like when it begged. We sat in her car. She tried to hold my hand. I pulled away. I don't expect you to forgive me, she said. But I need you to know. I didn't mean for any of it to happen. I stared at her. Which part? The sex, the lies, or the family tree confusion? She winced. Cried harder. I was sick, she said. I think I still am. I nodded. Then go get treatment. Somewhere far. Where no one shares your last name. You exposed me, she whispered. No, I said. I exposed the story. You exposed yourself. I lost everything. No, I leaned in. You gave everything away. You just didn't think I'd turn on the lights. She stared out the window. I miss you, she said. I didn't reply, because there was nothing left to miss. That night I made one last post. Simple. When love becomes rot, you don't treat the branches. You burn the whole tree. No tags. No names. But it went viral in hours. Someone paired it with her party audio, added captions. TikTok ate it alive. Comments flooded in. Wife slept with brother? True crime energy. This man deserves a F***King documentary. I didn't respond. Didn't gloat. I just watched the internet do what it does best. Dismantle masks. And expose the rot underneath. She changed her number a week later. Moved out of state. I heard she goes by a different name now. Good. Because the one I married? That name's already buried. I kept one copy of the footage. Just one. Not for court. Not for revenge. Just in case I ever start missing her smile again. And if I do, I'll press play. And remind myself exactly what she moaned. Right before she stopped being my wife.